All right, guys. So today's day 7 officially. It's been a week. So today is going to be a two-part video drop, whatever you want to call it. I'll be doing my regular hour and a half of iterating over what today should be, which is outreach. But I woke up a little bit earlier today. It's 4:43, and I wanted to also do a little bit of personal research and studying, just to know exactly what it is I should be doing these next 7 to 14 days. So I'm just using my iPad here. Going to screen record this and then share it on screen side by side, however this should work. But basically, one of my friends shared 4 different books that I should be using as a source for learning right now. And this is specifically for going 0 to 100. I started reading Revenue Architecture, but after reading it for a bit and after he pointed it out, I understood that that's more for scaling, more on the once you've gotten the acquisition part down and you're now wanting to work on the expansion and the retention. So for me, at least, that means more 0 to 100, which is the $1 million weekend, expert secrets, $100 million leads, and $100 million offers. Now, this isn't going to be a rote reading, studying kind of routine. What I did last night and for some time earlier in the evening was I just dumped all these books into ChatGPT o3, used this prompt that I love, acting as my personal strategic advisor, and then for my specific automation agency, I just asked it to go critical for certain things and then kind of put out my specific beachhead and copy. So I've already gone through this, done a bit of note taking and just figuring out what it is that I should be using a signal right now. But I am just going to right now skip over this portion because this kind of just discusses the how am I supposed to track that I am meeting specific KPIs for doing it for a client or doing the automation for a client. So this is just like that systems agnostic approach. And here we have the actual playbook. So what I'll be doing is I'll probably just be going through this section here really quickly. Just want to show you guys some like context of what it is that's important to me right now. So, for me specifically, I guess it is more of a figuring out what metrics I need to be kind of working with. So, I was just figuring out that in this kind of like bow tie funnel that moves left to right, um, this is obviously lead. This is where I have them in my CRM demo, where I'm actually showing them the product on a disco call. Pilot is when we actually go ahead and make a commit on both ends, and then retainer expansion, like moving towards these stages at some point. But the key areas that I want to track are the lead to demo, so lead to discovery, essentially percentage, the discovery to a commit or a sale, and then from there at some point, obviously I want to go from a commit or sale to a retainer, and then retainer to expansion, so like upselling. Okay, so here was just me writing down the value equation that Alex Hormozy talks about, where you want to have your client's ideal dream, and this is something that you want to talk up or you want to emphasize a lot, and you want to be the kind of pinnacle of your sale, and then the probability of actually achieving that dream, and then over a specific time delay, how long it's going to take to get it, and then the effort and sacrifice it would take. Now, the goal here is to obviously increase these two, but more than that, I want to decrease these two as close to zero as possible. Time delay, how long it'll take to achieve that. So the fastest possible KPI for that in my head is like 7 days. So if I have a 7 day turnaround for, hey, well, technically 7 days for actually implementing it, but to actually see the results as well, we can say that within 7 to 14 days of people this being live on their website, and this being a live aspect of their workflow right now, that they're going to see that increase in percentage of clients going from lead to, I guess, their version of a discovery call, right? So that's my goal there. And then the effort sacrifice it takes, it's literally minimal, because there's nothing that they have to do. It's all done for them, it's automated, and there's no extra effort needed. So that's this portion, right? And that's the part that I have to emphasize. So I guess I just wanted to write here. So like I want to emphasize, right, that important to emphasize how small time delay and effort sacrifices. Okay. So moving on for me right now, to increase my volume, right? The approach that I've been going with previously is just this, okay? Or this is my game plan for today, at least, to have like not really warm outreach, because they don't really know about me, but it's warmer than cold. So warmer outreach, which is just having a personalized Loom template where I'm just going to run through a quick 60 seconds of, hey, Jacob, my name is Sohail. I saw that you and your firm struggles with this. Let me show you how I can solve that for you. Or even better, let me show you how I've already solved that for you. Here's an automation. Cool. Personalized template DM as well. And so it would just be easy, copy and paste, have specific copy. And then same thing, personalized template email. So the goal here is to be, let's write this down, to be manually, right, sending these out, because I want it to be very, very personalized. And the bottleneck in that is this Loom video, right? This is the bottleneck. Obviously, moving on to tier 2, right? Cold outreach here, which is just me going to be using an instantly hyper growth plan, where I get like 10,000 emails per month. And here's going to have simple, same thing, personalized template, right? So it's nothing different than this, except the only blocker here is that if I can automate sending the email, and if I can automate just having one Loom video as a link, then that's great, right? And that's what I can just put here. But now the issue is I can't personalize it to their name. So it would have to be a very general, like, hey, I saw on your website that this was an issue. Here's how I solved it for you. And then just keep it super general. Kind of mask the personalization. So the goal here is more volume, right? So this is like automated. Okay, automated. And it's a different layer of these things. So I'll be doing, obviously, tier 1 on a day-to-day basis, but tier 2 will be done automatically. And so I need to set that up. Okay. Now, before I talk about lead magnet, tier 3, okay. Paid ads, this I'm going to not worry about right now. In these next 14 days, at least until day 30, I don't think I need to worry about right now. My goal is to show that through tier 1 and tier 2, I can get actual client interest before I actually start moving on to anything else, okay? So let's ignore this for now. Move back to the lead magnet, okay? This is something that I actually need to do a little bit of research on. So here, what is a lead magnet? Give me a reference source. So again, before I was using O3, but I ran out of my O3 usage, which is sad, considering I was never an OpenAI like fanboy, and the Pro $200 plan is so tempting right now. So a lead magnet is a free, highly valuable resource you offer to prospects in exchange for their contact information, designed to solve a very narrow problem and prime them to buy your core service later. Okay, so I guess that makes sense, because for us, okay, if we're going down here, right, keep it simple here. Okay, so our let's say lead magnet core service, right? And then let's say retainer, and then let's say upsells. Okay. So lead magnet, for me at least, my equivalent of it here is going to be, or let's say core service here is my intake automation, right? Here retainer is going to be maintenance and optimizations. Yeah. Upsells are things like DocGen. There's one more, but right now I'm not too studied of my upsells, nor is it super relevant to me right now. Now, but we need something else that, like it says here, it's a free, highly valuable resource, which is what I'm technically offering with the Loom video, right? It's kind of that. I'm mixing my core service with as positioning it as a lead magnet, but this one is designed to solve a very narrow problem and prime them to buy your core service later. So it's separate from our core service. In the context of your intake accelerator, the calculator itself is a lead magnet. So yesterday in this conversation, looking over this, we determined that for me, that would be a lead leak calculator, which is simply a web page that's going to have these key metrics here, okay? And it's going to allow a client to go in, input it on their own, and input their own information and see how much value they're losing. So it creates a sense of attachment to money. It attaches, or it grounds the problem in a real monetary perspective. And here it's essentially, okay, what are their leads per month? What is their current response time? What is their contact rate at that current response time? Like how many leads, book discovery calls, contact rate at 60-second response time. So assuming that we bring it down to 60 seconds. And then I could even throw in another contact rate at 30-second response time, which is another, like, I'm basically saying like, hey, this is what it is at 60 seconds, but mine is 30. Consult to client conversion, so wanting to see like how many of those consultations or discovery calls actually turn into a conversion to a client, and then the average client value, and this is going to head an output. Okay, how much value, or how much value could I have at 60 seconds, at 30 seconds, at the current response time, and then what is that difference? So I need to build that. And then just for my own reading, as Chris Marty explains, a lead magnet is a complete solution to a narrow problem, valuable enough on its own that you could charge for it. And after they get it, they should want more of what you offer. It lays out 7 steps to create an effective lead magnet. So just another thing that I need to kind of understand a little bit better is risk reversal. Okay, can you explain risk reversal to me? Okay. Okay, so risk reversal, okay, is shift. Okay. So we shift all or almost all of downside risk to yourself. So from prospects themselves, they can't say no without feeling foolish. So you basically make it a what do I have to lose situation, okay? Okay, so the fear of loss is better than desire for gain. So what I can do, if I don't want to go about banking fully on having to track metrics to prove that it's working, which technically speaking I should be instrumenting anyways. Yeah, that's more of just like a personal frustration limiting thing. Once I know how to do it, it'll be fine. I just have to go through that friction. That's okay. But what I can do is start off with in my offer is like when I see, so like I can just offer like 14 day trial, 14-day trial for free only when I hear some key phrases on the discovery call or even the sale call, whatever it is. So like kind of here, like not sure if it'll work, or let me think about it. So and then like another key phrase is I'll install the system free for 14 days. Decide then. So the metric here is contact rate increases and response SLA decreases. Service level agreement, I believe. New clients. And if you hit it, we auto charge. If not, you cancel. Yeah, that's nice. So then you give them like essentially a no-brainer kind of response to this. Like it would be natural and dumb. It would be natural to say yes, dumb to say no, essentially. So early in the funnels, remove final objections on a high-touch offer. Okay, for high-ticket or unfamiliar services where prospects worry most. So that is this, because I guess depending on what you think is a high-ticket, or maybe there is a definition for it, but I'm going to be going with like 2.5 to 3. So yeah, and we do have a clear, measurable objective, so that's like good to know. Okay, so this is just like exploring for me. Okay, so let's see. So we have that lead magnet, which is the client leaking calculator. We're positioning ourselves as the doctor, not the drug. The paid ad's cool. So now let's go here. So what I was talking about earlier, warm outreach. So emails and DMs, okay? I want to have a 3-message bump over 7 days. So I need to have like, this is like specifically talking about cadence, okay? Cadence. Problem invite close. So let's just do what did you mean by problem invite close when you said the 3 bump message bump over 7 days. Three follow-up touch points after that first Loom email, each with a distinct purpose space over about a week. Remind them of their pain and why you reached out. Okay, so example script. Hey, just circling back. Firms replying in 3 days lose about 40% of new leads. Did you see how your form said answered? Here's that calculator again. Invite. Okay. Re-offer the free resource invite action. Still waiting to see your numbers in the sheet. Plug in last month's leads and you'll see that money leak instantly. You want to hop on a 10-minute call to walk through and close. Create urgency or risk reversal nudge. I'll argue this video calculator Friday if I don't hear back. Otherwise, happy to keep it live for you. Let me know if you want to keep it turned on. Okay. So let's I'm just gonna bring this over down. I'm gonna just bring this down a bit because I just want to have this a little bit separated because this is still useful to me. But is that copy? I hope it is. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So let's just summarize this for ourselves. Okay. And just to be clear, I'm gonna translate this into like physical, like typed out notes to reference easily. This is just because I'm right now in a visual learning mindset. So yeah, okay. So let's say this. Let's just do problem, invite, close. Okay. So this is the direction we're flowing in. Okay. Now the problem, let's say, is going to be day plus 2. Okay. Day plus 4. Say day plus 7. So we have at least 3 touch points after that. Okay. Now, what is the focus? Okay, the focus is reminding of pain plus why I reached out. Okay. So we're essentially reinitializing in their head what the problem is. Hey, just circling back, firms reply in 90 days, 3 days lose 40. Did you see how your forms? And then here's that calculator again. Okay, so we still want to include links, Loom, Calc. Cool. Invite. Day plus 4, re-offer the free resource and invite action. Okay. Re-offer free resource. Okay, and invite action. What does that mean? So when you see your numbers in the sheet, plug in last month's leads, want to hop on it, so I'm going to call to walk through. Can offer a quicker call. Still waiting to see ... Okay. And then the close is to create urgency or risk reversal nudge. Okay, I'll create urgency or risk reversal nudge. Okay. Archive this video calculator Friday if I don't hear back. Otherwise, happy to keep it live for you. Let me know if you want to keep it turned on. Okay, I like that. Re-anchoring on the specific cost of their slow response. So essentially, it's just going to be a anchor on cost of their slow response. Okay. And then position calculator and pilot as obvious next step. Okay. full deadline, keep it, or delete it. Risk reversal is possible here. Okay, this is the general outline of our cadence, and I guess this doesn't just have to be for the warm outreach. This can be for, this is how I can set up. Let's write this down. How I can set up an email sequence in instantly as well. Awareness to consideration to decision. Okay, cool. So going back up here, only if I close. Okay, that's good to know. Metrics, 30% open, 10% reply. So one thing I want to note down, there's general questions, is okay. Let's see. Questions. Okay. What are all the metrics I'm tracking? Okay. So let's just do that right now, okay? So I know some of them are going to be related to the people I respond to, okay? Now there's two routes. There is, or let's break this down. So we have LinkedIn, we have cold email, we have a Loom video plus CTA. Okay, so one thing I want to test out first before I do anything else is, let's go here for a sec, okay? So yeah, this is me looking at my own account, okay? That is not what we wanted to do. I'm just gonna put this back over here, okay? What I want to do is I want to check out what Loom kind of offers here. So this is just me testing things out, okay? So if I go here, okay, that's fine. Can I add a button? That's what I'm wanting to see. Okay, give me a second here. So I'm just doing some troubleshooting here for why it's not letting me record. Clicking. What if I just download the desktop app and keep it simple? Let me Apple Intel chip M1. Okay, yes. Apple M chip. Cool. Okay. So full screen, camera on, speaker on. So let's just set this up. Sorry, I'm just setting up my settings off screen. Let me just stop for now. So we're now recording a Loom video, and it's gonna highlight when I click things. So I am just trying to see if I can link something. That's all that matters to me. Okay, bye. Okay, so let's see. I don't like Safari. Chrome is not much better. So I will want to obviously choose a specific area of the screen to share, which I hope is something I can do. An enhanced video. Add an audio, add a link. So let's say button link. What do we want to put? Intake, calc, lead calculator. I want to include an emoji. Oh, that's the URL. Stupid. Let's see. www.google.com. Top right. There's probably some science to it. I'm gonna do bottom right. Button color, green. I want to do green. I like that. Yeah. Button corner style, slightly rounded. I like that better. Only show it end of video. Nah. Where's the button? Where's my button? Where's my super suit? Link saved. Okay. So now assuming oh, there we go. I like that. Yeah. Okay. So we have a call to action. Cool. Okay. So that's possible. Now, what I'm wanting to see is metrics. So, where can what does that look like here? Count and preferences. How to view video metrics. So maybe it's because I'm not recording in a specific space. So let's say I go to all. Ah, okay. Okay, let's do this. So legal firms. Members, Sohail. Where's the sidebar? Okay. So maybe just okay. So we'll figure out the views situation after, but that's good that we did that. I'm glad we did that. So we set up Loom. Okay. So now let's just jump back into our notes. So the reason I was talking about this in the first place or thinking about this is because I want to be able to track in my metrics Loom video watches, how long they watch the video, and call to action or video to action conversion rate. Okay, so I guess subcategories here are going to be 1, let's reconnect this pens. Okay, 1 is going to be view time, and then view to CTA. Okay, so that's good. So I can actually track that. And then with with LinkedIn, at least cold email, right? What I do know is, there's open, reply, and book. Okay, let's start with LinkedIn, right? So I do know it's going to have open, reply, disco, booked. Okay, so here I'm basically tracking, open rate. Okay, so reply rate, and then I guess that would funnel into this area right here, the view time and view to CTA. But I also want to say disco book. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like lead to disco percent, right? And cold email, there's some other metrics, I believe. So, see your run free, what is paid, retargeting, underrated, reply rate, okay. LTV, CAC, and then reply rate. I guess it's also sent, open, response, CTA, disco booked, and then there's like some other metrics that we need to look into. We can actually look at this. This is actually helpful right here. So let's go through this. I forgot that I did that. That might actually be my answer. Just me exploring the books a bit more. Okay, that's fine. Let's just move on to, because this caught my attention and this is what we actually need. So here's a master cheat sheet of every KPI we've discussed. That's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Group by final stage with definitions, formulas, and your go, no go targets. So I'll put sim per day. Alright, so I'm keeping this as simple as that. So let's copy this. Okay. Just paste the messed up. Let's all paste. See how bad this looks. Okay, let's undo that. So instead of matching style, let's just see what will happen if I just go ahead and paste it. There we go. That's what I want. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Loom set per day. I'm just gonna highlight some of these. So video view through rate. This is like what we like. Email open rate. Yep. Email click through rate. Yep. Pause reply rate. Yeah, okay, so these are the essential metrics, okay? Okay, cool. The first sub channel if connection for stations is called action. Yeah, okay. So I just want to do this super simple. So based on our entire conversation and all the metrics you discussed and the various channels I'll be using, assume I will start with just instantly cold emails and I guess the warmer outreach of the personalized looms sent through LinkedIn and email as well, with the call to action button attached to the loom video linking to the lead leak calculator. What are the exact sheets I need to set up to track all of these effectively so that I can use that information in the most effective way possible, and what parts of that sheet should be automated and what parts of those sheets are manually entered. Also include assuming my normal routine of sending out personalized looms in the morning and setting up an instantly automated email per day. At what point in that flow do I have to log those metrics? Why am I doing this stuff? All right, let's see. I still have an off on it. This is me thinking about audio right now. I don't have 15 minutes tough. Okay. so I like this response. Just gonna keep this here. So let's see, spread, reconnect my pencil. Yeah, okay. Spreadsheet trackers. Okay. Okay. So I think that's my morning block of studying. So for this morning, probably go to the gym. When I get back from the gym, I will do my first batch of looms. Assuming everything looks good with the make automation. I think I may actually need to. Let's go to wherever our make automation is. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Let's close these. Frick. Y'all don't want to see that. Okay, nice. So, let's go here. Just close any extra things that we don't need right now. Yeah. So in this flow, the only issue really here is the create matter, which for now, I'm actually just going to pause. Can I do that? Yeah, let's just unlink this for now, okay? So the part that I know works is it'll create a contact in Clio, create the personalized email, and then it'll send the lead gen emails, fuzzy conflict check, tell if it's pass or fail, and then update client and like, okay. So this itself is valuable enough. I think this will be fine for sending a couple of Loom videos. And just to make sure I have other things prepped, I want to make sure I also have, let's go here, okay, cold email template, okay, generic cold and template, cool, mature turmeric. Yeah, okay, sounds good. And then last thing I want to do is I just want to set up instantly real quick, so I can start warming things up maybe soon. Let's start. Where I just click. Oh, does it have to be one of those? All right, guys, so I'm back from the gym. Realized I didn't actually film an outro. So thanks you guys for watching. That was just me strategizing how I'm wanting to go about things on a more specific basis. So it's more granular. And my goal by end of day is to do a session where I'm actually doing the outreach. So hopefully it'll be end of day today. If not, then tomorrow morning will be the first official outreach. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.